Hi all, welcome to today's webinar. I'm your host for today. My name is Ananya. I am a part of Zoho Directory's marketing team. And today we will be focusing on something that is becoming very critical in today's hybrid work environment, device authentication. Uh, to What is to say that our data is safe, right? But before attacking the organization in itself, people would find the weakest link available, which in most organizations are devices, and hence a secure device access isn't optional, it's foundational. Today we will be looking at how Zoho Directory's device authentication can help your organization secure your device access. Here is what we will be covering today. Before we get into what device authentication really is, let us take a day in the work life of an IT admin. What does an IT admin's work looks like? They probably get into the organization, uh, set up their workplace, go on a walk, maybe have tea with their friends and talk about what they plan on doing for the weekend. And then they come back to work and focus on the task that they are currently have to do, like changing the access for an employee who recently got promoted, or creating a new account for the new apps that the developers want to try out, maybe enrolling and assigning new devices to the new employees, making sure that the networks that employees who are currently working from home are using are secure and safe and won't cause any risk, and also making sure that the passwords used by each and every employee in the organization follow the password policies allocated by the organization. These all put together are just some of the tasks that an IT admin has to do on a daily basis. But for the sake of today's webinar, we will be focusing on only one of those, and that is devices and all the tasks that an IT admin has to do around surrounding devices. Why? Because over 60% of data breaches involve a compromised endpoint. That is, hackers usually look for a stolen laptop or something that is easily accessible and breach the organization security through that one weak link, and hence the need for device authentication. But the tasks surrounding uh, the devices for an IT admin starts way before the employee has set foot into the organization. That is, before the onboarding of the employee and after the offboarding of said employee, the IT admin has to make sure that the device is set up for the employees who are joining in, making sure that the employees who are currently in the organization are able to access resources of the organization easily through these devices, and making sure that once this employee has left the organization, he or she won't be able to access any of the data or resources of the organization once they are out. You can see that these are the statistics on how if not done properly can affect the stronghold of the organization. Just a quick glance on how your general workstations look like. There is a poll for you. Please take a quick minute to answer them. Thank you for answering the poll so quickly. It seems the most common device used are Windows. Uh, I am currently using a Mac, so that in itself is a difference in devices. This is what a device ecosystem in the normal workplace looks like. Now, seeing as most of you are currently using a Windows, but there are some who have selected Mac and the few others who have selected Linux. This in itself is the diversity of OSs that are used. And in the beginning, some of them have also said that they are currently watching this webinar through a laptop, and some said it was through a mobile, while there were one or two on a desktop. This is the diversity of devices. This is how the workstation currently looks like, and an IT admin has to make sure that each and every devices of each and every different operating systems are managed properly. And when it comes to the employee who's currently in office, connected through the office network, is able to access the office resources safely, and this should be reciprocated to the employee who's accessing the office resources through a VPN or through their home Wi-Fi. And if they are not managed properly, seeing as how each and every uh, uh, networks and OSs and devices have their own software to manage, can result in vulnerabilities when there is some kind of data inconsistencies between them. So, where does the IT admin start? It starts when with the race to set up before day one. That is, imagine in your organization they are now hiring 250 more new employees, and each have their own choice of devices that they want to use. Majority of them have selected laptop, most leaning towards Mac, while some use Windows, and the others have a Linux as they are developers. The IT admin has to make sure that each and every device is enrolled into the organization before the employee can start, and assign these devices to the right resources and apps for the employee to start work. Enrolling a Mac in itself takes a software uh, that is perfect for a Mac device, where that for the same for Windows and Linux. And after all of these devices are enrolled into the organization, the IT admin has to duplicate these data and upload them into another software to assign the right apps and resources for each and every user. And this use of fragmented tools can result in a lot of manual interruptions and may take up a lot of time for the IT admin himself. And if there are any changes in said data in one software, it would be hard to reflect it on the other, which can lead to inconsistency in data, which can lead to security risks. So, what does our directory offer you? A simple thing is, all your Mac devices, Windows and Linux, all of them can be enrolled into the organization through a single platform. And once they are enrolled, it is as easy to assign them the resources that they need with a quick click. Now, what about management of these employees in the organization? They have one device, but they have way too many moving parts. That is, the employee himself has just started in the organization. They just received the device, which has its own password, and the apps that they are using have its own account, their own credentials. And this can lead to password fatigue. That is, they might forget the password, they might misuse the same password multiple times, which can one, they might either lock themselves out of their own device, or if it is a very common password, it is easily hackable, and they have to go back to the IT admin to reset these passwords. And once the IT admin has to make sure that each and every password is reset, and they have to make sure it does not hinder with the password policies of the organization, and so on. And after, these are just something that takes up 20% of the IT admin's time. After this particular task, they also have to make sure that the employee is able to access all the resources that they need if there are any changes in their role. Now, say the employee is changing teams, or if they recently got promoted, the resources and the permissions that they require may change, and the IT admin has to make sure that these are updated simultaneously. After everything, the IT admin has also make sure that all the devices that are assigned to these users are being used by these employees only, and there are no issues or any irregularities when it comes to the activities of these devices, in case there are somebody who are misusing these access. Now, with Zoho Directory's device authentication, the benefit for employees is that they won't have to face any password fatigue, because they will be able to access the device and apps through a single credential. And if they do forget their passwords, they will be able to reset these passwords by themselves without the need for the IT admin to interfere. And for the IT admin, he will be able to update all of the permissions regarding the employee's role changes through a centralized control in the single platform. And to monitor all of these devices can be easily done through device reports to see who was assigned what device at what time. And last but not least, it comes to the offboarding of the employee. That is, they have left the organization but has their access. So once the employee themselves has left the organization, the IT admin has to make sure that the access to all of these devices that the employee had is being removed, and has to make sure that they have not missed any particular resources that the employee might still have access to. And if the if the employee themselves have lost the laptop per se, the IT admin has to make sure that the device that has been stolen does not have access to any of the organization's resources, and put a stop to the unauthorized access until the device itself is back in the hands of the organization. And if the laptop or the device, whatever that is being used, is broken or is way too old to be currently part of the organization's asset, the IT admin has to make sure that the device itself is removed from the list of organization's assets, but the data in itself should also not show that it is currently active in case of any security risks. So again, back to how Zoho Directory's device authentication can help in this process is that in the same singular platform, the IT admin can unassign the users from said devices uh, and delete the devices from the list of organizations asset, and also revoke any access to the devices in case it is not currently in the hands of the organization, all through a single click of a button. So in conclusion of device authentication with Zoho Directory is that you will be able to do all of these parts of the employee life cycle as a task for the IT admin, whether it be on onboarding, management, or offboarding of the employee, all from the singular platform of Zoho Directory, which not only benefits the IT admin for they can enroll and maintain access to and unassign or deactivate all the devices from a single platform. It is beneficial for the employee too, as they will have an instant access to the device in itself, and won't have to face any password fatigue, as they'll be able to log into everything using the single credential, and will be able to remove all the access and not have the pressure of what do I do with this access, how do I tell them I don't want it. And for the organization, this is cost effective, as you won't have to spend too much on all the different software that is needed for all of these stages. The security of the devices and of your entire system would be strong and easy to manage, and there won't be as much data leak as there would have. And with Zoho Directory, you can also integrate it with an MDM in case your organization is currently using any mobile devices. With the help, you can integrate it with Manage Engines MDM, so it is easier for you to manage your mobile devices also. Now, for the demo, to see how easy it is to enroll the device, let us take up enrolling a Windows device itself, seeing as how majority of you are currently using it. You can start off with going to the device authentication section and get started in your device. And seeing as now we are currently in the Windows, we download the agent for the Windows. And once the agent itself is downloaded, we can install it into the Windows device and extract the installation from the agent. Once installed, it will get populated into Zoho Directory, and we can select the enrolled device and assign the user. That is, we can give it the account on the particular device. Seeing as how one device can have multiple accounts, we can select a particular account that we want this particular access to go to and assign it to them. Once assigned, it will be acknowledged as a message, and the device itself will now be able to enter using the password provided. Once entered, this will be synced into the Zoho Directories device authentication platform for the IT admins to use. And now let's say we want Simran Singh to have access of that of an admin. We can set the permissions as needed. Now, what about the other tasks? Now we see here is the list of all the devices that are enrolled. You can see that it is consistence of both Windows, Mac, and Linux. Of all Windows, both Mac and Linux. And here we take up a particular device and see that who it is associated with. Now we can take the Mac. It is now part of or used by Annette, and we can see that it is synced in currently with the passwords. Now, if we are to say that it is recently changed to admin, but the device itself is not active yet. That is, the device itself is offline. So once the device is back online, the action would take place. And now if you don't want the action to happen and it is still in pending actions, you can undo it with a button. Now, in case of reports, to see who is accessing what, we can go to the recently added devices and see the list of devices that have currently been enrolled in, and see that one has been and when it has been enrolled and by whom. And back to the reports, we can go back and see who is recently assigned to the device, assigned to and assigned by, and as assigned at what time. And also we can have a look at the device whose passwords are not synced yet to see if there are any issues with the passwords, and see which device currently is running on an older version and need for an updation. In this same device management, you can also see that we can delete and deactivate the devices right as we click on the name of the device. Yes. And that is all for the demo. If there are any questions that you would like to ask, we have a team from the Zoho Directory marketing team ready to answer any of your questions. There is a section for Q&A that you can use for asking any queries that you have. And if you want to speak, you can raise your hand so we can give you the access. Hi all, just a quick information. If there are any questions that you would like to ask, please do ask it in the Q&A section, and raise your hand if you would like to speak or ask a question.
Hi, so there's a question, can admin can wipe out the device? I've tried to answer that, but I think it's
Hi all, just a quick information. This webinar would be recorded and shared to all of you in the mail. And for when it comes to is it important for which kind of businesses it is, Zoho Directory is beneficial for both small and medium businesses and enterprises, as it has a simplified way of doing all the IT admin tasks. If you can need an IT admin personnel is optional if need be. Uh, when a device is added, can we add more users to the device? Yes, there is the option of adding multiple users to the same device. It is possible. With Zoho Directory's device authentication is just one part of what Zoho Directory can do. There are many other features that you would find beneficial for your organization. As I said before, this is only to focus on devices. We have more features for assigning apps and users, and there are many coming up for assigning networks too. Uh, there are also options coming up for setting up password policies, which you can decide how you want your multi-factor authentication for each and every employee to be as. Uh, any more you can also see the reports on who the users are, how they are entering, when it is that they are logging in. See, and many of these features are also in compliant with SOC 2 and HIPAA. Thank you all. If you can join us on LinkedIn at Zoho Directory, or on Twitter with at Zoho Directory, and look for any updates on any future webinars or new features that are going to be launched. Any more details on how the feature works, you can visit us at our website. And any more questions, you can email it to our pre-sales team. Thank you all. Meet you all next time. Have a great day.